I got a delivery driver fired. Last night I ordered a pizza as my boyfriend was out of town and I was feeling lazy. Older gentleman delivered the pizza and started saying things like, "Are you wearing anything under your clothes? Do you live alone? Is anyone in your apartment? I like you. You're very sexy." Right at the end he tried to hug me and kiss me on the forehead. I was wildly uncomfortable and I kept waking up to car sounds in the parking lot, checking that it wasn't him. I slept with a bat. I do not like to rock the boat. I'm very non-confrontational, but I reported him to DoorDash. They just called and told me they are so sorry. There is a zero tolerance policy on that sort of behavior, and they have deactivated his account. I'm glad I reported him. He might have done something worse in the future to another woman, but I feel like trash that I got a guy fired. Weird dissonance in my head right now. I don't think I clicked the no contact option. My fault in that part, but I'm starting to feel better. Thank you. Don't feel bad. As a DoorDash driver it is very easy to not even interact with customers, so any who do are freaking creepy. I don't think I clicked the no contact option. My fault in that part, but I'm starting to feel better. Thank you. I've had to do almost the same thing before. A manager at the gas station by my house used to hit on me constantly, even standing in front of the door, so I couldn't leave until he was done making his requests. I'm also non-confrontational, so I just gritted my teeth and bore it. Then one day I pushed past him to get out of there and pump my gas, and he followed me to the pump and stood there hitting on me until I was finished. When I tried to get back into my car and leave, he stood in front of my door so I couldn't open it and kept me there for at least 5 minutes while he said some very inappropriate things to me. I called and spoke to his district manager, who basically told me that I should take it as a compliment and that he didn't see anything wrong with it. I came in that night and spoke to the girl working about it. She said he treats his workers the same way and that him and the district manager were both super misogynistic and sexist toward women. I called the station's corporate office and spoke to the head of their HR department. She said they would investigate the report and let me know about the outcome. Less than 3 hours later she called and told me they found my report to be true. She also said she was surprised I'm the only woman who called to report it, as he was doing the same thing to several women who frequented the establishment. In any case, he was let go immediately, and his district manager was too. She thanked me for letting them know, and 3 female workers there also thanked me for reporting him. It was a good day. You shouldn't feel bad for what you did because his actions were way out of line. Keep your head up and keep your eyes open for that guy. Since he knows where you live, I wouldn't blame you if you didn't feel safe. I'm so proud of you. It's frustrating to have to deal with this stuff as women and just go about life as usual, but you put your foot down, and so did I. It is a wonderful feeling. I'm so glad you're safe and so happy you sparked something within the company. Don't feel bad. He brought this on himself. If he wanted to keep his job, then he should have acted like a professional and not disrespected his customers. He knew the consequences of his actions and chose to engage in them anyways. The support team told me it's completely anonymous, so that makes me feel safer. You're right, it's on him. I've never reported anyone in my life, so the whole situation was bizarre. I'd file a police report. If he's caught around you again for any reason, the police have this information on file and it will make it a lot easier. In his mind he knows where you live and he just lost a job. Call the police. Please do not dismiss this advice. Now that he's lost his job, as well as the fact he knows where you live and has sexually assaulted you, you need to protect yourself. Be safe, fellow human. This is why I always choose no contact delivery. I'm so sorry that happened to you. I would put up a security camera for a while, since he knows where you live. Holy crap. Let me assure you, he 100% knew that what he was doing was wrong and hurtful to you. No well-intentioned person would ask those questions, let alone kiss a customer. He probably took the job in the hope of creating situations like this. Before my wife and I were married, we lived in a small 1-bedroom apartment. When you would open the main door, it would block the entrance to the living room. I remember we ordered pizza one night and she answered the door. She told the guy she was going to get her wallet in the other room. I was sitting in the living room and he starts to close the door and take a peek into the living room. Apparently seeing me sitting quietly on the couch was enough to startle him because he jumped back and apologized. Not sure if he was casing my place out or what, but that's something us guys just never have to deal with. From then on, I would meet the delivery guy at the door instead. You didn't get a man fired. His own disgusting behavior which you did not ask for and which made you feel unsafe got him fired. His choices. His very necessary consequences. Don't forget that. Thank you, my love. Nah, frick this guy. Doesn't deserve any of your thought. If he cared about his job he wouldn't be sexually harassing people while he did it. You didn't do this. He got himself fired with his disgusting behavior. I'm proud of you for reporting him. Always trust your guts. You probably saved someone. This happens to me, but in a less confrontational way. I was working from home before WFH was a standard and my partner was at his job. I ordered myself some lunch. I could tell they were in the apartment complex but seemed to be driving around. I tried to call whatever number was listed on the app to give them some help. Complex can be confusing. And got an auto message that the number was disconnected. When they finally found the spot they messaged and asked me to meet them at the car. Okay fine, nothing crazy. This is when it got weird. The food was on his passenger's seat, but he wasn't saying or doing anything. The window was rolled down as if he expected me to reach in and grab it or open the door. That when I became very sketched out. My gut told me to not go back into my apartment because he could clearly see which one I was going into. But due to the app he already had my app number anyway. So I went back inside. Texted my partner that I just felt sketched out and wanted him to know, and sent a screenshot of the driver info. I didn't feel like I could report anything because he didn't do anything. Then about an hour passes and I see a similar car go through the lot. Again just think I'm paranoid, nothing happens immediately. Then I hear something slam near my door. I'm in the corner where someone's door is 2 inches away from mine, so it's not unheard of for me to hear them come in. Then I hear the handle jingle, like someone's trying to get in. I go full Home Alone at this point. I set up my mirror in a way where I can see down the hallway to the front door from my living room. 30 minutes go by, it happens again. This time I see the doorknob move and then I hear banging on it. Lasts maybe 2 minutes. I stay basically frozen on the couch until I think they're gone. Then I tie up my door so you can't pull it open from the outside even if you can get it unlocked, or at the least you'd have one heck of a time getting in. Go get my gun, and just sat on the couch. I called the cops, because even if it's not the delivery guy, someone is trying to get in. Unfortunately they can't do anything because a crime hadn't been committed yet. There's a police station 3 blocks down. I know there is a cop who lived in the complex. I see the car, so at the least I was hoping someone would drive by. I report him to the delivery services. I tell them about the behavior and how I can prove it's him, but it was just very weird situation all around. At the least flag his account so if someone does report him there's a record. I have no idea if this man has done anything else to another woman. Point is you did the right thing. I think part of silencing victims is putting guilt in them. You got someone fired, no they got themselves fired. That behavior is inappropriate and one of the reasons they continue to do this to people is because no one is holding them accountable for that behavior. Jesus freaking Christ. Number, you did exactly what you should do. Creep was literally asking if you were there alone. You didn't get him fired. He got his butt fired. This isn't a people need to not be so sensitive kind of thing. This is a person suspiciously probing for vulnerability. Doesn't matter if he'd have gone through with anything or not. He shouldn't be in the delivery business if he does crap like that. Whether or not this butthole has a future is on him, not you. People want to participate in society, then they should consider not acting like rapists. You're absolutely right. I am used to creepy men, but I never put my foot down. This is the first time and it feels so good. Because I know that something could have happened to me. I'm not out of the woods yet. Still gotta keep my head on a swivel for a while. And potentially other people he dropped food off to. It isn't sensitivity, it's logic. Good. Having worked as a delivery driver, I'm annoyed when customers badmouthed me for stupid things. One greeted me in his underwear and gave a 1-star review when I tried to make the interaction as short as possible. But they should be sacked for stuff like this. You don't know how regularly he did it. Not only that, but as delivery drivers, we come into contact with vulnerable people. Kids, people in hospital, people who are ill at home, etc. You don't know who these pervs will attack. One of the many reasons why things like DoorDash and Uber are horrible ideas. If you hadn't, he could have either continued his actions or even worse to someone else. Or he could have been reported by the next person he did that to. Be glad that you were the one who made the call. Good riddance to a complete and utter creepy predator. Don't feel bad, honey, not for a moment. I'm getting there. Thank you. I'm hoping what I did taught him a bit of a lesson or prevented worse things from happening. You 100% did the right thing. He was an inappropriate creep and who knows what he could have been capable of. Sorry this happened to you. Don't feel sorry for this butthole. If he can't act right around women, he doesn't need to be working with the public. That's what my dad said. He can still make money, just in a position where he can't be a creepy to other people. Thanks for the support. Holy crap. It's really good that you reported him. People like that should never be given a pretext to come to women's houses and be freaking creepy. It doesn't mean he's fired. It's deactivated pending investigation most likely. This happens a lot on Uber and sometimes the driver did nothing wrong. So it's hard for the parent company to figure out. Had an older Uber driver child-proof lock me in his car because he wanted to take me out for a drink. Was able to escape too in shock to dial 911. Phone at 2%. I contacted Uber and I was told his account was deactivated. Don't feel guilty for these sick weirdos that try to find opportunities to act out on their sick behavior. You did what's right. Next time, never tell anyone you are alone in your apartment. Tell them your significant other is in the other room. Yell out for them even if they really aren't there. Stand your ground. Tell them it's inappropriate and close the door. Don't feel bad. You saved yourself and others from that creep. I definitely told him my son was upstairs waiting for the pizza, but that's a good idea if this happens again in the future, to yell out his name. Okay, imagine it is a less serious situation and with someone else. It might help your mind feel safer so you can address the issue of how you feel. Let's say you are having classes. There is this really bad teacher. You know complaining will probably get him suspended or make him lose his job. But truth is, if you don't tell anyone he is a terrible teacher, nothing will ever change. And the future classes that come before you will end up having the same crappy experience you had. Sure, you already lost. He wasn't able to teach you what he should have, and he will lose as well his job. But several students will gain something from your act. They will not have their classes with this teacher. Thing is, it is the offender's fault, the teacher and the delivery man, for putting their job on the line, not yours. If that job was so important to them, they should have taken care and make it right. So don't feel guilt. What you've done is good. Maybe not for you, but for several other people. That guy needs to be in jail. He's lucky he only got fired. You can't just hug and kiss strangers. You did the right thing, defending yourself. He fricked around. He found out. He's the one that chose to act creepy, pervy and like a predator. You did the right thing in reporting him. 1. You did the correct thing, sorry that happened. 2. Why is DoorDash delivering pizza instead of the pizza delivery guy? Sadly he'll be right back at the job, whereas a properly employed employee via the pizza place would not be going right back to the job. You didn't get him fired. You made his employer aware of his actions, which, surprise surprise, they did not agree with. You also could have potentially saved someone from becoming a victim. You definitely did the right thing. People like that should not be able to slide by with behavior like that. I'm thankful you reported someone like him. It's gotta become the new norm, reporting creepy drivers, workers, etc. Don't feel bad for stopping what could have evolved into something way worse. If anything, pray they don't use Uber or Lyft, cause that's even more cause for alarm. If you are on Nextdoor, I would post on there about your experience just so your neighbors can be on the lookout. In this economy and social climate, it's really hard to accept someone losing their livelihood. Even pieces of crap like this guy. Just know that you 1000% did the right thing and you could have saved someone who isn't as perceptive as you are from a worse fate. Thank you for having the courage to do the right thing. The combination of statements you shared is horrifying to me. Please be safe and don't doubt your gut if you send something off in the near future. I hope DoorDash has enough sense to handle this without making you a target, but I don't trust that to be true. Sorry if that worries you, but this guy is a definite creep and an angry creep isn't a great situation. It's hard when you don't want to be the cause of bad things happening to people, but sometimes doing the right thing hurts someone else and that's not your fault. You're just a consequence of inappropriate behavior. I did this with a company that delivers cannabis here, Canada, so legalized. Guy was creepy during the drop-off. It takes a few to show it etc, but he essentially held my passport hostage while he tried to small talk. He took my phone number from the paperwork and proceeded to text me some crap from his personal phone afterwards. The company was mortified. After I reported it, I had the owner and a few other people hitting up my phone and email to offer apologies and keep me updated on what had been done to the idiot. Triggered a full retraining for the whole company too. Like, come on my guy, you show up to folks' houses, have all their personal info on hand, ask if a woman lives alone, use her contact info without permission. Of course anyone in their right mind would report you. Honestly, I came into this post thinking it would be over something petty. You've 100% done the right thing. This is totally unacceptable. You don't know how many people he's done this to in the past but were too scared to speak up. You 100% did the right thing. Men should seek to make people feel safe and respected, not scared. Maybe him being fired can cause him to evaluate his life. Unlikely, but we can hope, right? Glad you're okay and he didn't do anything further. Good, the creep deserved to be fired. He should feel like trash because he is trash. You protected yourself and potential victims. You didn't get a delivery driver fired. His behavior carried the consequence of his employment being terminated. Rest easy, friend. You did nothing wrong. Don't feel bad about it, and consider filing a police report so there's a record of his behavior. DoorDash certainly has his name. It's not your fault he's basically breaking the law and sexually assaulting people. No mercy for creeps like him. Either they change or too bad, so sad. Absolutely no sympathy for that guy or anyone, man or woman, like him. What he did was not okay, regardless of his age or anything else. He's a perverted old man. You prevented others in the future from experiencing such a very uncomfortable situation when they just wanted to order pizza. I get being non-confrontational, but don't hesitate to swing that bat if he does show his face again. He has no business being anywhere near you but all the motivation to do so. File a police report first. Are you wearing anything under your clothes? Like what? Like more clothes? LOL, like what? I bet you're naked under your clothes. S. You did not get him fired. His own behavior got him fired. You just alerted his supervisors. The fault still rests entirely on him. Thank you for reporting him so I don't have to worry about him coming to my door. And any creeps who read this post will know that that behavior is unacceptable at DoorDash and hopefully other companies too. Geez, that dude is a grade A scumbag. I understand you feel bad for getting him fired, but he was using his job to hit on women. He deserves to be fired. He knows better than that. He shouldn't talk that way to customers. You may have saved some person a lot of trouble. Don't feel bad. He is a grown-butt man who knows better. Oh no. That's scary. That's actions of a predator. Him being older isn't an excuse being a pervert and invading your personal space. I would have lost my mind. You did the right thing, but stay on your toes for a while as he knows where you live. Blast the fool if he comes around with a bat or gun. Correction, he got himself fired with his choice of actions. You were right to report him. You may have saved someone a horrible experience. Good on you. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.